What's going on, guys? Making $311 trading gold. Let's get into the recap. So this was traded on it's actually the first trade in my Trade Locker account, which is with One of One funding, the prop firm. First trade in there in a bit, and we made $311. This is it. No two accounts, just one on a $25,000 account. Oh, my image failed to upload. Let me just redo that. So the idea behind this one really was simple. We took it, or I took it on the live stream on Thursday. So if you were there Thursday morning, midway through or around the end, I forget exactly when, of that live stream, which is posted on the channel as they all are, the entry was made, and I just said, okay, we're going to see what happens. And we let it kind of go. And about a day later, a little bit less than 24 hours later, actually, how long? I entered the trade at 9:57 a.m. Eastern, and I exited at 8:31 a.m. Eastern the next day. So 22 and a half hours of approximately holding time. This was traded on the 4-hour chart, which kind of makes some sense. If each candle is 4 hours, do the math. A couple of candles get you, 20 hours per, so it's right. That's pretty good. So that was it. It was a bull flag on the 4-hour time frame. Pretty good. My risk on this trade, I think it tells me actually, yes. So here it is. So I was planning to risk, because Trade Locker, for whatever reason, TradeZella can extract that data better versus when I put stops on the other platform that I trade on, DX Trade, they don't take the stops and take profit and then automatically import them. So this is the only time I get the initial risk and target. And sometimes I move my stops, which I did. I woke up this morning, went for a walk, and I was like, we're pretty close to take profit. Let's move my stop. So I moved my stop to break even. So as of this morning, once I woke up at 6 a.m., that was now, a zero. And so either we're going to make 317 or we're going to lose nothing, or make nothing, So that was the thing, or that was the deal there. And so that's how it planned out. So, the planned R multiple, about a 1.6 to 1. It's nothing amazing, nothing insane, but it's solid. And I'm happy with that number. So let's talk about the trade. So go into the 4-hour time frame on crude. We got an alert on oil, which is looking pretty weak. So we'll talk about, or I might have to get in. I might look at that one today. It's a Friday. I don't think I'm going to do that, but I could. Good. So here's gold. So really the idea was pretty straightforward. Here's the daily time frame. It's big picture. We're going up. We're going up. You want to stop the train, try to jump in front of it, do it if you want. But I don't play that game. I play with where the direction is. The all-time high was set right here, which was at around 26.85 and change. It just so happens, this is a perfect setup, in my opinion, when you get this situation. It just so happens that we get a consolidation or a couple of highs rejecting off of that level, with higher lows and a bit of a consolidation leading up into that. So that's kind of what you have going on there. And the idea was, we break that, let's go. Let's play it. And I also liked how we had this big lower wick and the big revert, which just told me, hey, we have some buyers coming in here. Big reversal. This is a pretty big level. That's my stop. When we broke this high on this candle on the 4-hour, that low with that lower wick, that tells me, it screams, that's the stop. If we were to fall back underneath that level, we start to break down the higher lows. This means it's invalidating the breakout. Get out. So that's where the stop made sense to me right there. And then I just moved my target up, and I thought around 27.15 seemed like a pretty good spot, and that's pretty much where I have my take profit. It also happened to be about 1.5, 1.6 in this case, above our risk reward wise, or our multiple, whatever you want to call that, whole jazz. It's not super, when you're playing a thing that goes to all-time highs, it's kind of it's not super, easy to determine that. It's kind of I just do the same general gist of thing I'm doing. And in the environment that we have been in, when we haven't been getting a lot of clean, crazy momentum breakouts continuing for days and days and days, that could happen at any time. I understand, and I have the potential for missing out of that. And I could miss out on that on gold if, let's say, gold just kind of continues on in the coming days, next week, and just goes straight up. I would have had maybe more on the table there. But what I tend to do on these situations in this environment is I tend to just kind of set my take profit at a 1.5 to 1.75, somewhere in that range. I set my stop and I just leave it alone, and the take profit hits. And I thought to myself last night, this is actually an interesting point. I thought to myself last night, where was this morning? I don't know. I think it was last night. As I was about to go to bed, I was like brushing my teeth. This is just random thoughts, you know what I mean? But I think we were in the middle of this candle. I want to say we were on this candle and it was starting to make a nice push. I'm like, okay. And I thought to myself, we could move our take profit to, try to make like 400 on this trade, maybe make 5, something like that. And I'm like kind of like whispering to myself. That's literally how I feel. And then I slapped myself in the face and I said, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that is exactly the fucking mindset that is going to cause me to be a dumbass in the future and miss out. You set your shit ahead of time. Respect it. If I didn't have that plan ahead of time, I'm not going to change that mid-game. That's what I want to slap myself with. And that's like the point I was trying to make on that. Like, you didn't plan that way initially. It hits your fucking take profit, take it. And in looking back, I'm now, I didn't touch it. From literally the day, the trade that I made, the only thing that I changed was this morning, I moved my stop loss to break even. When shortly after I woke up. Because I checked in, I try not to, I don't sit in my bed with my phone. I get up, I don't look at my phone. I go to the bathroom, get changed, whatever, splash my face. My hair is usually an absolute mess, so I put some water in my hair, organize myself a little bit. Not that it really matters. And then I check, the phone, and I go through it. I go, oh, let's check on the gold position. I go, oh, we're up a lot. Boom, let's just move the stop loss so we don't have to worry about it. Go for our walk. Didn't look at it. Or I looked at it maybe once. I'll be honest. I looked at it once. Okay. Not to do anything, just to check in and say, hey, what's it doing? And that's it. But the point is, the plan is set ahead of time. Respect it. When you stop respecting the initial plan, what I know, and this is based off past experience, what has happened a couple of times, is I'll move my take profit up. Yeah, maybe I move my stop loss to break even. Yeah, cool. I move my take profit up because I want to make more money. And what that is me saying I want to make more money. Not I want to trade my strategy and just kind of play the game and let it play out and let the strategy, do what it's going to do over the course of time. I say I want to make more money. So I move my take profit higher. I move my stop break even. And what ends up happening is, and maybe this happens here, we would miss my raised take profit and we would come back and we'd break even. And not a big deal. You didn't lose. But trade that absolutely should have been a winning trade, you let slip through your fingers. It's like, and I want to do a better job, or I think I did a decent job. But my idea here is to try to make sure we are not talking ourselves out of initial plans. Because the initial plan, when I went through it, good, made sense, risk reward is fine, everything is good. Just play it out. Let it play out. And do that again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And hopefully, I have the numbers to back it up too, you got something profitable. So that's the deal. Back in here on the month, we are at down 128 to 27. Now it makes that trade yesterday a little more of a bitch, because technically speaking, had I not done that one, or had I not taken that trade, which I didn't need to take it, kind of felt this like, a little bit of not anxious, and a little bit of like, come on, I'm bored. You know what I mean? And it was there, and then it just, you know what I mean? Go back to that video and you can see what I'm talking about. Makes that one kind of go, oh man, we've been green, but whatever. Currently a 33% win rate, which is not great, but hey, I'll take it for now, given, that ideally that can go up. And then an average win-loss of 1.5, which I think we're better than that. It's just averaging out the small wins taken here on that Roku trade, which technically speaking was a bigger winner, but just the way that it kind of ends up getting tracked because I had to re-enter the position and whatever happened with the broker and stuff. So that's the deal, guys. Nothing too crazy. Realistically, this month, that's like the first actual winning trade. The other trades were all small losses that really, like the Roku was just partial profits taken, from the original trade from last month, about over a month ago. The other stuff, small losses, like just kind of like taking a shot here and then it just didn't work. So just wiped our hands, got out of it quickly, and that's it. So, nothing crazy. You take your shots when the market heats back up, boom, those shots will be hitting. And when they hit, you'll make a lot of money. But in the meantime, if we're just taking those small L's, I'm fine with it because, in the situation when the market gets hot again, we're back in action and then, things can change pretty quickly. So that's the plan. Hope that was a insightful analysis for me, future me, for anyone who watches these recaps. And on to the next. I currently have no open positions at all. So tune into a live stream if you want to check in. That, by the way, this account, which I should check in. Okay, I'm blocking it. It's down here. It's currently, the balance is at $26,270 or $227. We're about $775 away from passing that phase of the challenge, which would be cool. No rush. This account is where I trade gold, silver, oil, and indices in Bitcoin. So that's probably where I might find myself in the next couple of weeks through the election, because we go into this period of time now where a lot of stocks have earnings, and I don't want to trade a stock around its earnings. And generally I have found in my strategy, I don't get a lot of opportunities or a lot of good setups around the earnings time. You could, but generally I don't. So in the weeks leading up and in the week or two after even. So I might find myself playing other things, not stocks, in these next couple of weeks. But we'll see. Thanks so much for watching. If you're still here, 10% off TradeZella, where I track everything. Link below. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.